Hi, thank you so much for watching. So before you go ahead and pick a card, I do want to quickly explain that this is a little different than a typical pick a card reading. So this reading is called Yes or No. So I want you to have a specific question in mind, and with that, you can pick a pile, and I'm going to try to get a very detailed and straightforward answer as to yes or no to your question. So, one way you can do this is if you have a specific question and you can pick a pile, whichever one calls to you. Or if you have three different questions before you watch the reading, you can assign each question to a specific pile and then watch the entire thing. So there's two different ways to do this depending on how many questions you have, but it's just very important that before you go ahead and watch that you make your question very clear. So I have three different piles to pick from, and you can either go by numbers 1, 2, 3. If you need more help deciding, I do have these little trinkets. I have earrings. So pile number 1 is going to be represented by this pink kitty right here. Pile number 2, I have this like weird alien thing. And they're all earrings, by the way, if this will focus. There we go. And the third pile, I assigned the Eiffel Tower. And this is red. Okay? So there's your earrings. You needed help deciding which one. And you can go ahead and pick a pile, but I'm also going to go on a little bit further and explain how the reading is going to be done. So you can go ahead and click the timestamps now when you're ready, but if you want to skip through this part, I'm just going to explain a little more how the reading's going to go. So I'm using a bunch of different tools, not just tarot cards. But I am going to start with these tarot and oracle cards to kind of get a feel for the situation. And from there, I'll probably be able to tell if it's leaning towards yes or no. I'm also going to be using 3 dice, and I'm going to see if we get a yes or no energy from the dice. I'm going to be using a pendulum, see what that tells us, yes or no. And then I also lastly have a coin. I can show you right now. It's super straightforward. It's either yes or no. And we're going to save this one for last. And my last thing before I go on is that I do want to let you know that yes or no is okay. Just because you get a no, it doesn't mean it's final. Sometimes the universe doesn't want us to know something. Like sometimes it's important that we don't know that something is going to happen. So if you do get a no, don't be completely discouraged, because there is just a chance that the universe is trying to protect you for whatever reason. No is not always a bad thing too. Depending on your question, you might want to hear no. But just, I want you to take this lightly, have fun with this. It's for entertainment only, and I do want to try to get you an accurate message, but just know that sometimes the universe doesn't want you to know certain things. But we're going to try to figure out whatever we can, whatever the universe allows us to know. And another thing is that, especially any tarot reading, like you can always change your fate. So whether it says yes or no, you often have the power to change that. So this reading is really going off of how things are going right now. Like if you keep continuing on this path, will it be a yes or no? Okay, so overall, just use your intuition, use your best judgment, and have fun with it, and let's get started. Okay, pile number 1. So this pile was assigned this pink sparkly cat here. And let's go ahead. And as I mentioned in the introduction, that we're going to start with the cards and then going to move on to the dice, then the pendulum, and then finally the coin toss. So let's just see, especially with the cards, I'm going to try to get a feel for what kind of situation you have in mind and what you're asking about. So this first card here, we have Air and Water Dragon. Helps you connect to higher frequencies. Trust your intuition, develop your psychic abilities, be open to enlightenment, express your inner song. So I feel like it's very likely that your question has to do with something that you've been trying to manifest for a while, and something that really, I feel like there's something that you want to make happen. It's something that you really have to lean on your intuition in order to fully see come to fruition. And it seems that it's very likely, if there's a specific thing that you want to happen, it's likely that it will come if you continue to focus on your spirituality and your intuitive abilities. If you stop paying attention to spirituality, if you just lose faith and give up, then you could very well let this opportunity go. But if you really focus on your psychic strength and keep on manifesting, keep on trying to make it happen, whatever you need to do, your vision board, your mantras, affirmation, like as long as you continue leaning into that, it can lead to very powerful results for you. So our next few cards are New Moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. Bring love into the situation. New Moon in Aquarius. And conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Okay, so again, I feel like you need to really lean on your intuition in order to make this happen, in order to make this work. And you just cannot let fear get the best of you. And you just can't give up. Like, it's very cheesy advice, but it's so relevant. It's so true that this is something that you have to keep having faith. And you have to really like trust in the universe, because I get there's a lot of distrust here. Like, you're so worried about something, whether it's going to happen or not. And it's like the more you worry about it, the more negative energy you're feeding into this. So you really have to just like tell yourself, it's like basically the law of assumption. Like, just tell yourself that this will happen eventually, and just keep pushing that, keep having that in mind. Okay, yeah, just focus on what you want rather than you don't want, and definitely don't worry about this. So with conclusions in reach, I do feel like you're gonna find out very soon. So first of all, this reading will hopefully send you some important message and give you the guidance that you've been looking for. I feel like even beyond that, like even after you watch this reading, that something's gonna happen very soon, like sooner than you think, and it's gonna really give you that confirmation as to yes or no. So I think the universe is gonna very soon, like it's either gonna happen or it's not. It's definitely like very soon. I don't think you'll have to wait much longer. Like, I don't think you'll be wondering about this for too much longer, because the answer is coming very soon. Okay, so I'm gonna move this back and pull some tarot cards. And I did shuffle beforehand, but I like to do that to save time. I did not look ahead of time. Okay, Ace of Wands in reverse. Six of Swords in reverse. The Tower in reverse. The Fool. And Four of Cups. Okay, so I definitely get that there is a lot of fear here. There's a lot of clinging to the past. I feel like a lot of you could be thinking about the past right now. So you might be wondering if the past is gone for good, or if it's something's going to repeat itself, or if a person is going to come back, someone from your past maybe. And it's very interesting. There's this sense of not wanting to move on, this sense of holding on to someone from your past specifically. There's a lot of distrust too, especially when it comes to your money as well. Some of you could be asking about money or career, and I see you like being very scared to take a risk, but I think like a risk is necessary in order to make this happen. I feel like this is something that you might not be willing to put the energy into it or put the work into it, and that might be your biggest blockage, just your lack of action. You're really just like holding on to what you have right now, and I get a lot of like nervousness, like really just holding yourself back because of fear. Like there's so much fear here. Like you're very scared to move forward, I feel like. But with this Fool here, I feel like a risk is going to happen very soon, and I think if there's something that you want to make happen, like you're really going to have to take a risk here. You're really going to have to move beyond that fear of messing everything up. And if this does happen, it very well could wreck a lot of things going for you, which I hate to say, but like it's actually not a bad thing, because there's a lot of things that you need to let go of, and you're just not ready for that right now. But this requires just like a huge leap of faith, like blind optimism I'm getting if you want to make this happen. Like you're really gonna have to put all of your trust in the universe, and you're gonna have to not care about how much damage this will cause, because it might actually cause some damage, or that might just be in your mind too. But yeah, just the key here is needing to take a leap of faith. As for zodiac signs, we have Aquarius and Cancer. We have Scorpio and Aries. So that may be relevant to you. But, you know, I'm definitely seeing emphasis too on air and water signs as well. So especially Scorpio, Cancer, Aquarius are the main ones I see here. Okay, so, and that could have to do with your sun, moon, or rising, or person you're dealing with, or it could have to do with timing too, like the season. Okay, so we've gone through the cards. Now let's go ahead and roll the dice. Yeah, I just want to take one final look at the cards. Okay, yeah, I think that's all I got from them. So let's go ahead. I have 3 dice here, and basically odd numbers will lean towards no, and even numbers will lean towards yes. Okay. So. Okay, we have 5, 5, and 2. So we do have 1 yes here with 2 no's. Because it is a 5 though, I have to say that I kind of almost count 5 as an even number just because it's so like easily countable and divisible by everything. It's probably the nicest odd number that there is, if that makes any sense. But yeah, we have one even number here, technically 2 odd, and this would add up to 12, which would condense to 3. Okay, so it's sort of like, also 5 in numerology is all about taking a risk too. So I'm getting like, you can't just wait for this to happen. It's not gonna happen like randomly or by chance. It's something that like you have to take a chance on. You really have to take a risk if you want to make this happen. So that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It means you really have to take a leap of faith. And you can't let fear get in the way. You can't let fear control your life. So now let's see what the pendulum says. So I have this pendulum board. It might be a little hard to read, but it does say yes or no in the very middle. It also says, what does that say? Check again. Okay, see, it is kind of hard to read, but you can still see it's there. So, okay, let's see what the pendulum says. Just gonna give it a second. Make sure it's centered. Okay, yes or no, pendulum? Yes or no? Okay, so it's going to the check again, which is basically like a maybe. Oh my gosh, it's really going. Okay, so I am getting a maybe with this one, and again, I think if you don't take any action, it's going to be a no. It's not going to happen. If you take a risk though, and you take a leap of faith with lots of trust and just shut your fear down as much as possible, then it's going to be a yes. Okay, so I'm getting this is very much in your control, and it's all about, are you willing to take a chance or not? Okay, so I am going to not roll the dice. I'm going to flip the coin. Can't speak right now. Technically, I'm gonna. What is that even called? My mind is going blank. Anyways, but before the coin toss, because this is very definitive, and I just don't want you to get scared by the coin. All the energy so far is telling me this is a maybe. No, if you don't do anything. Yes, if you're willing to take a risk and you like jump towards it. Okay, so this might not necessarily be destined, but it's really like in your hands. Like, do you want to take a risk or not? Okay, so let's see what the coin says. Okay, so the coin says no. And like I said, though, this is really not your final answer because all the other tools we looked at, I'm not 100% relying on the coin, especially because the coin doesn't have a maybe side. The pendulum did have a maybe side and was going towards maybe. Rolled the dice, you got technically 2 no's and a yes. So I think this isn't going to happen if you don't do anything. But you're going to get a yes if you take a leap of faith, okay? Some of you might have been hoping for a no too, so whatever you want, ultimately this comes down to, are you willing to take a risk or not? Okay, a risk is definitely needed. Okay, so that's all I have for pile number 1. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you many blessings. Hello, pile number 2. So the thing assigned with your pile is this little weird alien dude. Just wanted to show you that again. So yeah, let's get into it. Like I said in the introduction, I'm starting off with the cards just to get like a feel for your situation and see if I can get a yes or no from that. And then I'm gonna move on to the dice, then the pendulum, and then finally the coin toss. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Okay, you're starting out with the silver dragon. Illuminates your potential with a higher light. Access untapped resources. Look into your soul. See higher possibilities. Okay, so right away I'm getting a strong message. If this is a situation that you want to, if you're trying to make something happen, or if you're hoping for something to happen, I'm getting that there's a different way than the way that you're looking at. So if you continue to do the same thing over and over again, I feel like it's not going to lead to the results that you want. And the strong message here is that there's another way. There is a different way that another option that you might have not even considered. So if you are looking for a yes and you want to make something happen, then there's another option. There's something else that you haven't even considered. So it's really time to like open your mind and expand your intuition. And this is time for out of the box thinking. And you might not be able to get something done on the physical level, but if you tap into your spirituality, into lucid dreaming, meditation, astral projection, you could really make something happen here. Okay, so I feel like you need to think more on the spiritual level rather than the physical. And if you're hoping for a no and there's something that you want to avoid, it's really the same message where like there's another option. Like you're not just stuck as much as you thought you were. So it's really time to open your mind and yeah, think about other options here. So your next set of cards is Nothing Will Come of This Situation, Void of Course Moon. You're very close to achieving your goal, Gibbous Moon. Confidence is your key to success, New Moon in Leo. Okay, so I'm getting a strong yes with this card. If there's like a specific goal you had in mind or some type of accomplishment, I'm getting yes. It's very likely to happen here, especially if you have confidence too. But this card is throwing me off a little bit, that nothing will come of this situation. So I feel like it's the same message that I originally got. Like the path you're on right now is a dead end. And it's time for you to turn the corner, maybe back up a few steps and try something new. Try something totally different. Like go beyond your comfort zone here. Have confidence to put yourself out there. And I feel like this is like a specific goal for many of you. Like something you've been working on or dreaming about for a while, but I do have to say that in the present moment it doesn't look good. It looks hopeless, but I feel like you're going in the wrong direction. You really just need to change your path, and I feel like as soon as you do something different, it's like instant results. Like this is coming very soon, very, very soon, whatever you're hoping for. But like I said, like you're just on the slightly wrong path, okay? It's kind of like I'm getting like when you're in like a corn maze and if you look from the corn maze like overhead, it's like you are right next to the exit. Like you are so close to the finish line here. But like when you zoom in on your perspective, it's like a dead end. So you just need to back up, take a few steps back, and turn down a different path. And then it's like, oh my gosh, it's right here. Like I can't believe how close I was to making this happen. I just took a wrong turn at some point. Okay? So now let's take a look at your tarot cards. We have Queen of Swords in reverse, Ten of Swords, Queen of Coins, Death in reverse, and Temperance in reverse. Okay, so yeah, I definitely see like you're at a dead end here. You might even be feeling like totally hopeless when it comes to this dream of yours or this goal that you have. Like you might feel like it's a lost cause and you're struggling to believe in yourself right now. But it's funny because abundance is right around the corner here. And I feel like there's something you need to cut off. Now, this could be like a habit you need to cut off. This could be a type of, like a way of thinking that you need to cut off. Like you might need to just like totally restructure your way of thinking. Restructure your sense of communication too. And I would say focus on different styles of communication, like that goes beyond talking. Like lean into different forms of communication. Now that could be anything from like writing to singing or even like telepathic communication, like deep meditation, lucid dreaming, astral projection, that type of thing. So what else? Yeah, and there also might be a specific person who you need to cut off in your life. Some of you might have a woman or a strongly feminine man in your life who you need to cut ties with, especially if it's like an ex-lover or an old crush or something like that. There is this energy that could be this specific person who is holding you back. They could be jealous, whether they realize it or not. They could be doing things to try to push you away and you're not even realizing it. Maybe they're not even realizing it subconsciously. So yeah, there is someone who you have to say goodbye to and let go of. This could be a friend too, maybe. But yeah, once whatever this is that you let go of and you kind of accept that it's done for good, you have abundance right around the corner. This could either be like a commitment, like a long-term commitment, maybe marriage or a proposal or a very serious relationship, or this could be a job that pays very well or just a very solid financial situation. Okay, so I feel like something very solid is coming, whether that applies to business or romance, whatever your question is focused on. I definitely see one or the other. This is very long term too, this thing that's coming for you. It's not just come and go. It's not like easy come, easy go. It's not overnight or instant success. This is something that will really pay off in the long term. It's going to give you a strong sense of security, whether that's emotionally or physically, financially, you get it. Death reverse, again, shows me that there is something that you need to let go of in order to move forward. You might have to even go back to your past. like I said, like take a few steps back so you can turn the corner and like go down a different path. Okay, so you may have to really address something from your past before you can move forward and achieve this goal. Okay, there could even be a specific person who like you never really got closure from, and I think it would do you really good to address this. Okay, you might want to confront someone about this and just kind of clear your karma, clear the past before you can really move forward, or else this thing is going to keep on haunting you, or this person here. Okay, and there could be some stubbornness too with Temperance reverse. This is like fear of doing something different, fear of experimenting and trying something new. So definitely don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to go beyond your comfort zone and kind of push it. Okay, and it's right underneath this, confidence is your key to success. So definitely like have confidence here, and it will help you to try something different. Okay, so, and when it comes to zodiac signs, I do see Leo and Sagittarius and Scorpio popping out. So that might be your sun, moon, or rising, someone else's, or it could have to do with timing too, like Scorpio season, Sag season, Leo season, etc. Okay, but it could definitely be any sign because we also have air and earth, so it's all here. Okay, so that's what I got from your cards. I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. Okay, so now I'm going to roll the dice. I have 3 dice here, and basically even numbers are yes, odd numbers are no. And I have to say, like, if number 5 comes up, that's sort of a gray area, because I feel like 5 is like the best odd number just because it's like so easy to count and like all that. So 5 is like a maybe, but let's see what you got. Okay, so you have a 2, a 3, and a 6. So we have 1 odd number here and 2 even numbers. So looks like you're leaning towards a yes. Okay, we still have this little iffy part. Okay, this might be something from your past that you need to address that's kind of holding you back, but it is leaning towards yes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It adds up to 11, and 11 condenses to 2. So the overall number is even. So far I'm getting a strong yes here. Okay, but let's see what the pendulum has to say, and then we'll do the coin toss. So it is a little hard to see, but in the inner side we have no, we have yes, and we have check again, which is possibly. So that's like a maybe. Okay. I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna center the pendulum. Okay, yes or no? Okay, it looks like it's saying, oh my gosh, I can't even read that. Is that a no? It's definitely going side to side here. No, yeah, it looks like it's saying no. Okay, but you did also get a yes for your dice. So lastly, we're gonna roll the coins. Okay, we are getting mixed messages here. Yes. Okay. So the coin says yes. But your pendulum say no. But your dice was a yes. So basically, overall, you have a yes, but it's not a definitive yes, because we did get a no with the pendulum, and one of the dice was an odd number. So you just have that slight no. It is leaning towards yes, though, mainly yes. And I think, again, there's a chance that this might not happen if you continue clinging on to something from your past, or if you keep trying to do the same thing over and over again. Okay, the key word is doing something different, and this is going to happen for you very soon. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. That's all I have, and thank you for your support, and please do subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. Thank you and blessings. Hello, pile number 3. So your pile is, I assigned it to the Eiffel Tower, the red Eiffel Tower. So I just wanted to show you that real quick, and let's get into it. And as I already said, we're starting out with the cards to get a feel for what your situation is, and then I'm going to do a roll the dice, do the pendulum after, and then end it with the coin toss. Okay, so we're starting out with Royal Blue and Gold Dragon. Strengthens you to stand in your power with wisdom. Awaken your own majesty. Wear your cloak of power with pride. Wow. So first of all, you are a very powerful person. This gives me strong, I feel like you really have the power to make something happen. I feel like you're the one who's in control in this situation. So whatever your question is, I feel like you probably don't even realize it, but it's like you're the one who has the ability to make this happen. And it's like it's not as out of your hands as you think. Okay, so I feel like you could be asking this question assuming that it's totally out of your control, but it's really not. You are far more powerful than you realize, and it's like, if there's something you want to make happen, then you can make it happen. Okay, I feel like the question is not, if your question is something like, is this going to happen? It's more so, are you going to make it happen? Like, I feel like the choice is yours. You're very powerful, okay? And this is standing out to me even more so than the first 2 piles I did. This is the last pile I'm doing. And I do think in general, like, we're all more powerful than we realize. Like, we all have the power to make something happen. But I'm getting like even a stronger vibe with you and for this pile. And yeah, it's like, if you want to do this, like, you don't even have to ask, like, you don't need permission. Okay, I feel like you could even be like in a place of authority, if not of this world, like a place of spiritual authority, I'm almost feeling, which is like weird to say, but like, I feel like in the spiritual world you have like this queen or king energy, and it's like, if you want to do something, like, you just have to pray once and the angels are already working on it, you know? So I feel like this is very much in your power, in your hands. Let's see what the other cards have to say. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. Nothing is yet set in stone. Moochable moon. Have faith in your dreams. Okay. So strong Aquarius vibes here, and you don't have to be one yourself. This can also refer to timing too. So whenever Aquarius season is coming up, I know also Pluto enters Aquarius in the year 2023, I believe, like in springtime. So whenever you're watching this, this is a timeless reading, so that might have already passed by the time you're watching this, but that could be of significance to you, the spring of 2023. Okay, anyways, what else am I seeing? So yeah, I feel like you have the power to make this happen. I'm already getting, like, especially with this card, this is like, okay, it might happen or it might not happen, which is like the opposite of what you want to hear, because you came to this reading for a yes or no. But I think whatever you have in your head is not necessarily destined, and it's kind of like, it's up to you, like I said. And I think that's going to be the theme of the whole reading. And I hope that doesn't discourage you. If anything, it should empower you. It should make you feel better, because I think the real question is this actually something you want? I think that's the real question, because if you wanted to make it happen, I feel like you already would have made it happen. Okay? Or maybe you're just trying to muster up more faith, more confidence in yourself too. If this is something that you're hoping for a yes, your best advice here is to just keep on being yourself. This is definitely not the time for being shy or for hiding away or for quieting your voice. Like, I think you really need to step into your spiritual authority right now and just like understand how powerful you are. And yeah, I feel like the question is not like, is the universe going to make this happen? It's like, are you going to make this happen? Because is this something that you actually want or not? And whatever dreams you have, you need to think about, is this my dream or is this someone else's dream that I'm following? You know, like, am I doing this to please someone else, or am I doing this because this is genuinely what I want? Okay, so now let's look at your tarot cards. The Hermit, Nine of Swords, Ten of Cups, Seven of Wands, and the Sun. Wow, okay, so let's just pull this back. Okay, so when it comes to zodiac signs, definitely see some Aquarius as well as Virgo and Leo. Okay, so that could be sun, moon, or rising, or it could be the person you're dealing with. It could also have to do with timing too. So like, as I already said, like Aquarius season, Leo season, Virgo season, that could be of significance for you. That could be when this happens or doesn't happen, whatever you're hoping for. So, okay, so what else do we have here? So I feel like you have a lot of thinking to do with these two cards popping out. You really have some soul searching to do. So I think this is a question that, like I said, like, if you want to make this happen, you can easily make this happen. But it's like, do you want this for yourself, you know, or do you not want this for yourself? So I think you really have to go within right now, and you have to think about what fulfills you emotionally. I do see that there's something on your mind that is going to lead to emotional fulfillment. Okay, and this is a strong yes card too, especially the Sun as well. Like, these are some very positive cards coming out. Okay, but it's also coming along with reflection, introspection, self-awareness too. And this card talks about fighting for what you want too, and being brave. So you're definitely going to have to be brave for this. You're going to have confidence, faith in not just yourself, but faith in the universe, and faith that if this is supposed to happen, it will, or if it's not, it won't, and so forth. But I do see like a lot of positivity. I think as long as you're very clear and very honest with yourself about your true desires, there is something very exciting coming on the horizon. Okay, but you are going to have to work for it. Okay, you are going to have to just not give up. Like, don't give in to negative thinking. It's just so easy to slide into negative assumption. You really just have to keep fighting for it, keep working for it. Okay, so now I'm going to roll the dice, and basically even is pointing to yes and odd numbers point to no. And then number 5 is kind of like a maybe, because it is technically an odd number, but it's like, it's a very nice odd number. Like, it's just very easy to count and divide and all that. Let's see what we have. Okay. So we have 6, 3, and 5. And what does this add to? 11, 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. So the total is 5, and then we have an even and 2 odds. Okay, so this is kind of leaning towards no. But I feel like you might need to reassess what actually makes you happy versus what you think makes you happy, because these are 2 really positive cards to pull. So you do have happiness coming your way. And I think your dream or what you're thinking of, you might need to just kind of slightly reconfigure it. And yeah, I just see like a lot of soul searching is needed and stepping into your power. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what the pendulum says. If it says yes or no. So if you look at the inner, we're going to focus on the inner. We have yes, no, and we have possibly too. Okay, so see what the pendulum says. I'm going to center this. Okay, yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, that's interesting. Not getting much movement. I'm going to give it a little bit. Definitely takes patience with the pendulum. Okay, it looks like it is saying yes because it's going forward and back like the yes. Yeah, this is telling me yes. The pendulum says yes. The answer is yes. Oh, now it's really going. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we're going to settle this with a coin toss. Yes or no for pile 3. Okay, the coin says no, right? But the pendulum definitely said yes. So I am getting mixed messages for you. I feel like the message for you is that what you believe you want, I think you're just not putting enough faith in your power to make something happen. Okay, so if you kind of sit back and wait for it to happen, it'll probably be a no. Also, what you want for yourself, I feel like might not be like what you actually want for yourself. You definitely this calls for a lot of self-introspection. Okay, because I feel like if you wanted this specific thing to happen, like you could have already made it happen by now. So it makes you wonder, like, what is the pause? Are you self-sabotaging? Is your subconscious coming in and fighting this off for you? So definitely there's some mixed messages here. We got a yes and a no. So definitely rethink what it is that you want. Think about like what society wants for you too versus what you want. But there is something really exciting coming your way. Okay, like